My brother tells her he can't finish that way, so it's best if she just stops. But then she, all caps, she suggests, oh, Janet.
Welcome to Guys We...
Greetings, citizens of planet Earth. How you doing? It's 1,000 degrees. World War III's happening. Just make sure you stay hydrated and wear a seatbelt. Welcome to another episode of Guys. We can't say that word because that's what YouTube doesn't like.
It's the Anti-Slut Shaming Podcast. I'm Corinne Fisher.
I'm Krystyna Hutchinson.
Welcome to the show. Thanks for being here. If you want to follow us on social media, go ahead and do so. It's Guys We, without the U in that word. I'm at Philanthropy Gal.
I'm at Krystyna Hutch.
I'm at Eric FRETTY. And before we go any further, I should just let you know the on-air sign is off.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much.
Yeah, I figured that's kind of important.
Yes, it is.
No one knows we're on air unless the neon sign is on air.
I mean,
So
how am
you
I
only
supposed
get
to
that
know?
blooper if you're watching us on the YouTube.
All right. If you want to email us at sorryaboutlastnightshow@gmail.com. This subject line says, so my family friend, my brother. Sounds fine to me. Unless it's an older woman, which is and then he's like some kind
saw
of
the
a
pictures.
thing. Oh, I didn't see that. Okay.
Yeah.
Hi, Corinne and Krystyna. This one is a doozy, and I literally don't know anyone that has been in a similar sticky situation before, so I thought might as well ask my favorite gals how they would handle this. If it's an older woman fucking a younger guy, almost all of my male friends have experienced this. So buckle up. My dad passed away in July of last year. In fact, I wrote into the podcast after it happened, and you both gave me so much clarity on how to navigate the guilt of not feeling enough for my partner during the aftermath of an extraordinarily devastating time of my life. So as always, thank you. And you were right. My man truly supported me through it all. And now we are back to having hot sex, sans me thinking about my dead dad.
Yay!
Though the continuous rocky territory that is continuous rocky territory that is grief, that's a win. Yeah, honestly, it's less than a year and you're back to fucking without thinking of your dad. Honestly, great timeline for you. So on to the story. After my dad died, I had over 100 people contact me directly wanting to grieve or share their memories with me. It was far too much to handle, and if I had written in sooner, I would have gotten Corinne's sound advice to stop responding to everyone. Like, I didn't have to, but I did it because I thought I had to. Yeah, no, I recommend being the most selfish you ever want to be after the death of a parent or a child or anything in that kind of realm. I felt like I needed to be strong for everyone. It truly wore me out mentally and emotionally. But there was this one woman, let's call her Janet, who persistently texted me and reached out. But unlike the others, she actually made me feel better. She was funny, thoughtful, and seemed to have all the right words to say. In fact, it reminded me a lot of texting my dad. My dad and I would text essays to each other nearly every day about music, movies, politics, morality, aspirations, everything.
That's cool.
And here was this stranger filling that space when I needed to vent and write essays more than ever. And I'm going to stop you right now and say she's filling a void. And so in grief, just be especially wary of people who feel like they are filling a void. And this is how like fake psychics and stuff get your money. That is why I am so angry at a lot of the spirituality realm, because they take advantage of you when you're feeling grief, and it's fucked up. But prior to this, I was suspicious of Janet. She became a music student of my dad's for about a year while he was teaching her son. Nothing wrong with that. But then I noticed my dad was texting this woman all the time. She was gifting him Nike sneakers and show tickets, just an overabundance of giving and talking. So yes, I snooped. I looked through my dad's phone a couple of months prior to his passing and read through their texts, because my dad was known to pull in the ladies, being the entertainer he was.
Nice.
So I was concerned this woman was falling for my dad, despite them both being married and the 25-year age gap. But after reading the messages, I only saw that he was just acting as a therapist for Janet. She had marital troubles and suicidal thoughts, so my dad was there to listen and encourage her. In many ways, she claimed he saved her life. This wasn't uncommon for my father.
Oh, you had a good dad.
Hence the 100 calls I got after he passed. He was just the guy that everyone loved, and he made everyone feel better just by being around him. So I let it go. This woman was just another one of those. And after his death, I began talking to Janet more and more. I started to trust her. Hell, I started to love her. She became an instant friend. Also, be wary of instant friends.
I know.
It's love bombing, but only friendship.
It happens, man.
For context, Janet's 40, married with a 17-year-old son. I'm 29, unmarried, with no children. But I have friends her age already. Big of you.
Yeah.
So it never felt like a
Befriending the elderly. How nice.
So it never felt like a mentor-mentee relationship. It truly felt like a friendship. 29 and 40, just for all you guys listening, it's like I have tons of friends who are in their 20s and even younger than 29, and it's very normal. As our friendship flourished, Janet got me VIP concert
Janet's
tickets.
got hookups.
She also seems to have like a gifting as her love language.
Yeah.
Started sending me fun coloring books and little gifts in the mail and loving on me like she once did for my dad. I just kept thinking, no one can be this nice. But I started to give in. I just began to trust her and say, she's just a kind and giving person. Stop being so paranoid. Now I was all in. She stayed for a weekend at my apartment. She started going over to my parents' house more to build a relationship with my mom too. She started taking my 19-year-old brother golfing since she had membership passes. She really became a part of the family during this time and continued to be an outlet for my pain.
It's an outlet for your brother's pain, too.
At least he's 19. She could always make me feel better. Looking
And your
back
brother.
now, it was likely growing into a codependent relationship. I talked to my friends often, but nothing like what this relationship became.
Yeah.
It was like she needed me as much as I needed her.
Codependent.
But I kept telling myself it's okay. Once the grief isn't so fresh, you'll cool off on talking to her every day. Fast forward a few months of this, and while I'm visiting my family, my brother pulls my boyfriend aside to, quote, share something with him. I had no idea what little man talk. Yeah. Oh my God. I had no idea what it was about, but once I got alone with my boyfriend, I asked him to tell me what's going on. He tells me my brother told him not to tell me.
You can't do that. If you're going to tell my boyfriend's telling me.
Yeah, but he knows I have to know. He says, one of your friends had sex with your brother. My jaw drops. I start going through the Rolodex of friends in my brain. All of my friends are married or live in other states. Like what? Then my boyfriend says one name, Janet. I couldn't believe it.
Janet.
I also like that she's 40 and you gave her an elderly woman's name. No one who's 40 is named Janet. That's like a 60 plus name. I couldn't believe it. I didn't want to believe it. My stomach dropped. My whole body began to shake and my sight started fading to black.
Oh, Jesus.
I just started asking questions. How, what, when, where? Turns out,
In your bed.
she came over to my parents' house the week before and had a few drinks with my mom. My brother started drinking too. Then it
is the start
started
of a
getting
porn.
late, and my mom went upstairs to bed. And wild to do it with the mom home.
That's a bold move, Janet.
And Janet decided to stay the night since she drank too much to drive. And during that time, my brother kisses her.
Oh, okay, so it's
he
your brother's
started it. Younger guys love older women. He tells my boyfriend it was mutual. Because she leaned in and kissed him back. She then takes him to the couch and starts blowing him.
Okay, Janet.
After some time, my brother tells her he can't finish that way, so it's best if she just stops. But then, she, all caps, she suggests anal.
Anal?
Oh, Janet.
Janet's crazy.
Yeah.
She's a good time, though.
So here's my
Concert tickets, anal, Nike shoes. That's a fucking great friend.
I'm kind of feeling Janet
I
so
wish
far.
Janet was my friend.
I hope you flip this around.
Can you give me your number?
So here's my 19-year-old brother and my 40-year-old married family friend.
They might be open.
Or just people cheat and it's not really your problem.
Yeah.
Like it's just, that's between her and her husband, or wife, I'm guessing husband, having anal on the living room couch where my dad died.
He died on the same couch that your family friend anally fucked your brother?
Okay.
Wow.
I'm going to step in and say, did she know that he died on the couch? Like, was the couch like covered? Was it sacred? Like, I understand what you're feeling. I felt it too. But when we're going through grief, we get angry and upset about things that other people couldn't possibly know. And I know, and I've been there, and things still make me angry, but you got to reconcile that with yourself. Again, this is a wild story.
It is wild.
This is a wild story. If it's so sacred, then like you have to do something to like remove the couch from the home.
Yeah.
You know,
Put a
like
plaque on the couch.
or something.
Yeah, like how they have plaques on benches.
Like I'm being serious. Like you can do that,
in
but
loving
like
memory of.
like people are gonna sit on the couch. People are gonna fart on the couch, and it's like I mean,
If you sow in loving memory of your dad, I don't think anybody else is going to do anal on the couch, but they still might.
I mean, it's disrespectful to do anal on anyone's couch unless it's your own couch.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put that there.
I agree.
But you know, okay, wait. And he's only 2 years older than her own son. I am fuming. I am disgusted. I am devastated.
Have you been to a porn website?
Also, you're gonna understand.
Category.
You'll understand this more when you're like closer to 40. This sounds gross now at 29, but it'll like. Younger guys are gonna start hitting on you when you're disgusted with men your own age, and you're gonna be like, this is actually cool.
His dick works better. Weird.
And I get it. My 19-year-old brother made a move on her, but not only did she continue with it, she pushed it farther. She was supposed to be my friend.
Was she?
But
Well, I mean, yeah.
Fucking someone like people who fuck my brother aren't not my friend. Like, I don't know.
But if if I banged your brother, that'd be weird.
It would,
but that's because we have a long history.
It would be weird, but you're like you're my work partner, and I think I've actually straight out asked you not to do that.
Oh, really? I mean, I wouldn't have anyway.
I've definitely asked my brother to not fuck a couple friends. You know, just like it's not that, but he wasn't trying to.
Right.
I actually gave him the okay. He told me that he matched with one specific friend of mine on a dating app, and I said sure, and he asked me and I said sure, no problem. She was supposed to be a support system for my family. She was supposed to care for my dad.
She's a person.
Instead, she fucks his son on his literal deathbed. Again, I need to know if she knew that. I'm shocked, and all I kept thinking was, imagine if the roles were reversed. If my dad's 40-year-old married friend came around after his passing to help us, I was 19, looked up to this person as a part of the family, and this guy fucks me.
No. If it was reversed, you'd fuck the guy. Like, you'd make the first move.
Yeah,
so,
the bond was between you and her, and you're 29, so you're a full adult. 19, still very young. I'm going to agree with you on that. But she wasn't acting... You didn't describe her role with your younger brother, it doesn't seem that the relationship is the same. It seems like she's been your anchor through the grief, not your brother's. Because if she was his anchor through the grief and then they fucked, yes, that would be weird. I mean, men do it to women all the time, but I'm not excusing it. There's no way that can't feel salacious, calculated, and gross. So I sit in the car alone and call her. She answers with her cheery hey.
Super cheery, post-anal cheery.
I bet she's cheery.
Yeah.
And my only response is, do you have something you want to tell me? I thought I'd have to fight her on it. I thought she'd instantly deny it or work a way to get around it, but she admits it immediately and starts to cry.
Okay.
This woman seems to need help. She says, I'm so sorry. That's not me. You know that's not me. I drank too much, took a Xanax, and got messed up. Well, that's actually sounds exactly like a 40-year-old woman going through marital troubles. I don't know what the fuck are you talking about.
My Xanax, my XL wine.
This is literally every 40-year-old woman knew. I knew before I was on the cusp of 40. I knew it shouldn't have happened, and I feel so awful. I haven't stopped feeling awful. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. I started to laugh at her. I'm not sure why, but it just felt like the time an ex-boyfriend sobbed to me after he had cheated. How the apologies felt so empty. So woe is me, such victim bullshit. She owned her mistake, but kept telling me she'd find a way to fix it, that everything would be okay afterwards, and that it would never happen again.
So codependent.
I definitely had my America's Next Top Model Tyra Banks moment of yelling into the phone, I trusted you. We all trusted you. It was nothing short of a dramatic scene in a reality TV show, but I just couldn't help it. My whole life was already falling apart, and now this. So I said, the betrayal cuts too deep. My brother needed someone to help him, not this. But was that what was going on?
Yeah, I feel like the brother is like, this is cool.
Your brother is his own person.
And sometimes, so just the same way as you experienced grief through not wanting to fuck, a lot of people experience grief through wanting to fuck because it's like a substance. So they just use it to kind of cloud the sad that they're feeling. Or it's completely separate and he's compartmentalize his grief, and he just wants to fuck an older woman, as many young. Like, when I tell you, I have not, even when I was like in my 20s, people my own age, older men, there's no time in my life when I have gotten hit on more than when I turned 35 by men 10 plus years younger and more. Never in my life. Now he feels guilty because you're, my brother needs someone to help him, not this. Now he feels guilty because you're married. He feels guilty because he didn't want to ruin our friendship. He's too fragile and mentally unwell right now. And you did this anyways. I mean, but you're talking for your brother. Is this true? You didn't consider his state of mind. You didn't consider my family. You didn't consider my dad, and you didn't consider me. We're done. Then she tried to get on the defensive, which was even more laughable, and immediately sent me into rage. She said, after everything I've done for you and your family, that's it? I don't like that line.
I don't like that one. I don't like that response.
And I replied, last I checked, people who, quote, helped my family didn't suck off my brother.
Hey.
Fuck you. And I hung up. That was it. I thought that would be it. But as the days passed and my rage cooled, I just felt sad. I felt like I was grieving yet another loss. It all felt so unfair. Like I didn't have to have this person in my life at all. I allowed them to come in to be a part of my family, and now I have to lose yet another person. In the weeks that followed, I would pick up my phone to text her and then have to stop myself, as if it was a bad breakup. On a couple of drunk nights I gave in and reached out, she would try and make me feel better all over again, but then I'd regret it the next day and cut her off again. It was like a slow bleeding paper cut. I just couldn't bandage the damn thing, heal, and walk away. I felt so tied to this person, and I lost my place to go when I missed my dad. Saying goodbye to her felt like saying goodbye to my dad all over again. Unhealthy, I know. No, this is
it makes sense.
grief. Like, this is so normal, and you're just only a year out, so like I'm 4 years out, and like there's still like aha moments every day. It's just, you're just still in it, and I know you feel like some things are back to normal because you're having sex with your boyfriend again, but like this is just like, to me, classic grief, and like the way you're acting out, and other people are acting out, and I don't want to say overreacting, but like
you're definitely highly sensitive.
You're grief reacting, you know? Like, this is all really normal. Unhealthy. So I don't think it's unhealthy. It's just is. But I know letting her go was not like the best thing to do. It was the only thing to do, as much as I tried to rationalize a possible way to keep her in my life. Because then the doubts started creeping in. Was this whole relationship a ruse? Was she actually in love with my dad and really wanted to fuck my brother to make up for that? I think she just wanted to fuck a younger guy when he hit on her, because it's not like it's also like, let me tell you, like, it seems like it's until younger guys start hitting on you, it feels like something that's not on the table. So it's like, it is like this forbidden fruit, but it's not illegal. And then you start thinking like, you're like, there's nothing actually morally wrong with it. And you're just kind of like, you're like, men do this shit all the time. Why can't I also do this? You know?
When I was 19, I was only wanting to fuck 40-year-olds.
Yeah. Was she just disingenuous the whole time and I couldn't see it? Is she just a person that brings chaos wherever she goes, and I was too vulnerable and blinded by grief to recognize the red flags? Jen and I haven't spoken in nearly 7 months. I don't think about her as often, and I was able to grieve that loss and move forward. But now she just texted me. With my dad's celebration of life around the corner, she wanted to know if she was allowed to come. I hadn't given much thought to that, just assuming anyone who wanted to be there would be there, and that's that. Now, I don't know the answer to that question, and I've weighed the possibilities, but here's where I need help. If she comes, worst case scenario, it would present an unpleasant dynamic to what is supposed to be a beautiful day. The only people that know about this are my brother, obviously, my boyfriend, me, and some of my close friends who will also be attending. I just don't want to feel drama weirdness where anything stands front and center other than my dad. Well, so that's your responsibility too. You know, less yours than hers, because you like, you know, it's like, you know, your dad, your mom, you and your brother kind of like are making the decision, and your dad's, and like, the thing is, like, a celebration of life is like, it's for the living people, not the dead people. Your dad's fine, you know?
Yeah.
Then there's also this issue that my brother would have to see us somewhat interact as usual, because he still doesn't know that I know.
Oh, he doesn't know you know.
You should tell him. You should tell him that you know.
So that means your mom doesn't know.
Maybe the mom shouldn't know. Maybe he assumes I do. I'm not sure. But if she and I don't engage, that will send a red flag that things are amiss. And I don't want my brother to feel any thing like that on a day that is really just supposed to be about honoring my dad. If she comes, best case scenario, there's enough people there that perhaps it won't matter at all.
Yeah.
We'd be too busy with the events of the day and mingling with everyone to have her presence even be an issue. I can say my niceties and move on. If she doesn't come, worst case scenario, it would confuse the hell out of my mom, who I don't want to know about this, and my brother would also likely know something was up. Janet would never miss this, considering how much she loved my dad, so not having her there may look worse than if she just came. And would I, in some way, be barring someone unfairly from celebrating my dad's life? Do I even have the right to decide something like that?
Yes.
You do. Again, these things are all for the living, not for the dead. So your dad...
So in the hierarchy of people in your dad's life who are important to him, you're above Janet.
Yeah, way above. It's you, your brother, and your mom.
Yeah,
but if it's going to upset your mom... If it's gonna upset your mom, don't, and just invite her.
Yeah.
Just if you want to just keep your mom happy, just invite her and suck it up. If she doesn't come, best case scenario, nobody notices or cares. My family will be too busy with the day to wonder about her and why she didn't show up. So the moral of the question I have behind all of this, is it right for me to not allow her to be there? If she's there for my dad, not for us. This is such a tricky dilemma for me because I have to believe that despite her actions, she did genuinely love and care for my father.
Sure.
And who am I to stop someone from wanting to be there and honor him too? Unfortunately, there is no book titled "So Your Dad's Friend Fucked Your Brother and Wants to Come to the Celebration of Life."
Write one, baby.
I just don't know the right course of action to take, and I would love your unbiased opinions to see a new perspective on this. Well, I mean, we all have bias because, so I went through, I've been through all the things besides the brother fucking the friend that you've been through. I've been through the celebration of life. There were certainly people who I feel like acted out during this time, made my life harder. Some relatives who were there who I was upset with, things like that. So
that's the friend, that's the writer, that's the brother. Brother kind of looks like Eric.
Yikes. Well, this friend okay. Not to be rude. Janet hit the fucking jackpot.
I know.
Seeing this picture now.
When I saw it, I'm like,
seeing this
tricky.
picture now. Not to be rude, but your brother hitting on her was probably the highlight of her life.
Your brother's attractive.
And she's not. She's not. She has a very odd hairline.
Yeah. Well, and just conventionally, she's just not. And conventionally, your brother would be.
She's kind of a nerd.
Attractive.
Yeah. So, okay.
She seems like I can read her sweetness through the
What
picture.
I was feeling before I saw the picture, and now even more so than seeing the picture, was that your grief is causing you, and again, I don't want to say overreact, but overreact. Your grief is causing you to overreact to something that really doesn't involve you. I was worried that you were going to say your brother was 16 or something. Your brother's an adult. Your brother initiated it. Did Janet absolutely, go off and take it? And I also think there's something in here where it's almost now, it's Janet was your special person, and because of the sexual relationship that your brother just had with Janet, he somehow now became her special person. And I think that's really what's bothering you more, because the level of anger you feel
a void from your dad.
Yeah, the level of anger you're feeling, I gotta be honest, over a sexual interaction that had nothing to do with you with two consenting adults. Is it a little weird? Yeah, but sex is weird and people just fuck, and her being married is that's her own business.
Yeah.
In all of life, you will never be able to control other people cheating on their spouses, and it will upset you and it will bother you and it will make you think less of friends sometimes. And that's just part of being an adult and growing up. And yeah, I
would say I would probably, if I were you, knowing myself, I probably wouldn't invite her. However, zooming out and thinking about what I think it's probably better if you do invite her.
I think it's basically I don't want to ruin the event for you, but the kind of how the whole thing started to begin with, I just think got blown out of proportion. I can't tell you to feel a different way. How you feel is how you feel. Again, I do think this maybe in a couple years, when the grief has lifted more, maybe you'll realize holy I was so angry and I was so sad. And again, I've been through all this. I get it. And it's not your fault. But how big is the celebration of life? It's if it's a bigger event, maybe she can come. Again, if it's going to ruin it for you, no. But more importantly in the moment, if it's going to ruin it for your mom and cause chaos for your mom, maybe just invite her and you don't have to talk about it. But I also would tell your brother that though.
Yeah, I would tell. So then you don't have to be stressed out about keeping this from him. First of all, if your brother told your boyfriend There's no way in hell. I don't know how there's no way he can't know your boyfriend's going to tell you. Why would your boyfriend not tell you?
Young guys sometimes don't understand that.
Really?
Yeah, I feel like he just might
to me,
not.
I'm like, he might secretly want you to know. That's why he told your boyfriend he was just too scared to tell you, which I totally get.
And your brother obviously also, because of the excited way that he told your boyfriend, he felt positive about the interaction. And again, I know it feels weird and whatever. And like if they were like, starting a relationship or something, but like they fucked one time. Like, yes, the dad's couch thing, that's the grief talking.
I can't
you
imagine.
You gotta remove that from this scenario.
Yeah. Even if she at one point got that fact along the way when he died, she might have forgotten in the moment because this really hot 19-year-old is hitting on her and trying to fuck.
Yeah, and I feel like was the anal so like that she didn't do something as serious as like
or maybe she didn't get pregnant.
Like she's 40.
Anal's more.
You don't gotta worry about that. You just have sex with anyone. I mean the chances are so low. I don't know, but again, I don't think there's a wrong choice to make here. But I just wanted to clear up some stuff for you. Again, it's one of those classic letters that we get here a lot where you're really concerning yourself with something that feels like it concerns you, but it actually doesn't. And I think it's the relationship you had was tarnished because, again, you felt like she was your special person, and you're making it like, oh, your brother seems fine. Like, I'm sure your brother's going through his own grief journey, but your brother seems fine. And it seems like he wanted to fuck Janet. So figure it out in your head what was actually making you mad. And maybe talk to Janet about that. 40 and 29 is really not that crazy of an age gap.
It's 11 years.
So, yeah, again, I don't think there's just whatever is going to cause the least chaos and put the focus on a happy day to remember your dad with you and your brother and your mom and anyone else who, like, if he has brothers or sisters or anything like that. That's kind of it. And you don't need to concern yourself with your brother's sex life. He's an adult, and I was worried that he was not an adult, but he's an adult, and the choices that he makes, unless he comes to you asking for help, are his and his alone. And that's kind of it. And that's what adulthood is.
Yeah, unfortunately. Guys, you can hear us other places if you want. Sounds like the writer, maybe you could use some group therapy. Let's shit out. In a group of strangers on Zoom once a week. I do it. It's $5 to join. You could pay more if you wanted to, but you don't have to. And in a world where AI is my Instagram feed is just clogged with AI things, and I saw a piece on John Oliver on Last Week Tonight that he did this whole investigative piece on AI slop and how all of these people from other countries where $100 would be a lot of money to earn, they're just asking an AI app to generate images. They're posting them on an Instagram account that they just made as if and then hope they go viral to get like $100 maybe. And I don't know, maybe that's why, but my feed, I just feel like social media has
you've been talking about ChatGPT a lot, so that's going to increase the AI.
Social media is being absolutely ruined for me. I hate it. I loathe it, and I know I'm not supposed to, but that's the feelings that are. But one thing I really don't hate is the Patreon. It's like the only space on the internet that's actually lovely, and it feels more cathartic than you would assume to talk about whatever's bothering you to a group of strangers that don't really know you but that are just there to support you. It's like the most supportive space I've ever felt on the internet. So if you're interested, patreon.com/Krystyna Hutchinson. The schedule for the summer is up. It's public, so you don't have to pay to reach it. And then if you wanted to do a one-off of the Patreon of the group share piece just to test it out, you can do that too. See you there.
And Without a Country, we live stream every Wednesday. We're gonna move to an earlier time. We did last week. It's moving around. Just check my Instagram to see what time it's gonna be. It's ultimately gonna be 7 p.m. Eastern time, but I think we have to go back to 9 p.m. already week one. Again, this is not on me. DM Mike Harrington about this. But anyway, obviously, lots of stuff going on. This week, after you'll hear this episode after, but we're recording this on Monday, so we don't know yet who is the winner of the Democratic primary for the mayor's race here in New York City. So we'll follow along there. But yeah, just Without a Country podcast on YouTube. Click follow, and all the audio is available everywhere you listen to podcasts. And we've changed it so that the audio goes up like the same night that the YouTube goes up, so there's no lag between those two. But yeah, a lot going on in the world. So if you want to digest it with someone who you've known for a long time and feel comfortable with, I'm your gal. Happy to be of service. And Eric?
Yeah, come and see me in Edmonton, July 3rd through 6th, and then you can get the tickets at the link in my Instagram bio at FRETTY.
Perfect. Amazing. All right.
I was jogging 2 days ago, and I saw a woman giving a guy a blowjob.
What? So
Right
I
after you
see.
mentioned it.
I see one, and then you see one. This
Whoa.
is crazy.
Wild.
This is blowjob summer.
In Long Island City. and
Blowjob
They picked a
summer.
really good spot. It was a really good spot because you could only be seen if you're jogging like right along the river in this tiny little narrow path. But yeah, she was sitting, he was standing, and he just kept doing. And I'm like, what the fuck? It was like days after you mentioned it.
So maybe it's that thing of like. You think it's never happening, but now that I mentioned it, you're looking for it. And so
seeing
maybe
it
in reality,
everywhere.
it was always happening.
Maybe, but one of the things I love about when I go running, I run all the time. I don't take my phone. I don't have headphones. I just look around.
Yeah.
So I'm always looking around at people.
Same.
And the park that I live by is just so it's always bustling. And so
It's busting.
Yeah, someone was busting a nut in it.
Wow.
Do you think
Yeah.
that's an indication that rent prices are going up? More people have
Probably.
roommates?
Yeah, they can. Yeah. Maybe that is possibly it. Or I do feel like this kind of collective stress. I feel like we're in like a pressure cooker, and
Yeah, things get horny when
Yeah.
things get bad.
when I'm
Yeah.
stressed, all I want to do is fuck. So, and then some people are the exact opposite, but I'm like that. So, I did yell as I was walking by, "Don't do it!" But just to be funny, and she took the dick out of her mouth and laughed. And then I kept running. But yeah, I have never seen
Wow.
a blowjob being gave in public.
Just
and
so open.
Days after.
Like there was no bushes or anything?
No, but they were underneath this like part that juts out. So they picked, like I said, they picked a good spot. But anybody walking on that narrow little path that I was jogging on, it's just gonna see it.
Whoa.
So
Wild.
happy summer, kids.
Blowjob summer.
I guess
Yeah.
I'll see if I'll see one this week.
Yeah. If you
my
do,
turn.
we're all playing the lotto.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll play it anyway.
That's crazy. Now Eric's going to be looking for a blowjob.
Yeah.
I guess you could just make it happen. You could ask someone. Now I said almost make someone.
Make it happen.
You could ask someone to give you,
You should
a
hold
blowjob
up a real
sign
shaker
open in
and
New York
move.
City.
Who wants to suck my dick? No, literally.
I like to make it happen. Like I'm a real shaker and mover.
Oh my God. Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Well, perfect. And then we had another, this is separate from blowjob summer.
Yeah, very separate.
But we had yet another wonderful experience with our best friends at Third Eye Blind.
Yeah.
Steva Jenkins and the band. Thank you
Yeah.
so much. Missy,
Yeah.
shout out.
that was really fun. That was a lovely
We saw them
concert.
at NJ Pack. Phenomenal show.
Amazing. They're so
Phenomenal.
incredible.
They're
live.
really good.
Steven sounds like the album.
He has
It's
a beautiful voice.
Oh my
Man has a
God.
beautiful voice.
And I've thought
Can
it
I
was
say?
beautiful since I was 16. And
Yeah.
it's really cool.
Really
to be-
beautiful voice. Still very beautiful. If Third Eye Blind is playing in your town,
Go see them.
Or city.
Fantastic musicians.
Highly recommend.
The musicianship of the songs is it's uplifting, and it makes you time travel. Even if you're not, I was very happy to see a lot of older people there, but a lot of like Gen Z people mouthing all the words. I'm like, that makes me so happy.
So I found this article because we were kind of perplexed how there were so many young people there. There was some article, I don't know if it was Rolling Stone or whatever, kind of saying that for all the years Third Eye Blind has been playing, no matter what concert you go to, there will always be 20-year-olds there singing along with the songs, knowing every word. That was a literal line from an article.
Oh, wow.
So there
Yeah.
must be something about them that, just keeps younger generation. They must have captured a part of youth.
I think they
in a
did.
way that is, evergreen.
Yeah, I think that's absolutely right. And that's one of the reasons why like that band resonated with me so much since I was a teenager. I'm just like, oh my God, I've never heard anybody put anything like this in the way that Steven writes his lyrics. And I'm like, you're giving a voice to these feelings that have been buried into my gut that I didn't have words to express. And that's just like, that's a lifelong relationship. Like when people say, I've been listening to you for 10 years
Yeah.
and like, and I could tell they're like really a big fan. And they've expressed that, like, your words have changed the way I interact with myself and the world and stuff. I feel that way about that band. I mean, it's just like, they're just fucking great. They're amazing.
Yeah.
It's number one crush, Stephen Jenkins.
They're so good. And, just the friendship that we have forged with Stephen Jenkins, I
know.
hold near and dear to my heart.
It's so cool, and I'm so not cool about it.
Was and has been so excited about the mayoral campaign.
I know.
And it touched my heart deeply. So
Yeah.
thank you, Stephen Jenkins.
Yeah.
And as I told him, people love that he's involved, and I just didn't know. I didn't want to keep saying it because I was like, I don't know if he wants to be this involved. And he's like, no, I want to be involved. And I was like, great, okay, now I can confidently say,
yeah, he has a lot of layers.
Tell the world.
That man has a lot of layers to him, and I wonder if that's also why Gen Z kind of, or like young generations are always kind of like, oh fuck this band, because then when you actually look into him, you realize, oh, he's been like reforesting kelp forests in the ocean, and he surfs, and he's super environmentally conscious, like one of the most environmentally conscious people I've ever met.
Yeah.
And just politically minded and grounded and sane in a way that is nice. This is very refreshing.
Really cool guy, really talented guy, great experience. They treat us so nicely. Very happy to know them.
Yeah.
And also very happy to have known this guest.
Oh my gosh. This is a great conversation. So this guest, she's a journalist, she's an author, and her book is something that you can buy now. It is called The Second Coming, Sex and the Next Generation's Fight Over Its Future. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the show, Carter Sherman.